I feel like all of us were sort of learning that, just that chip on our shoulder, the mindset of our backs being against the wall, and we need it. That's when our best style of ball comes out, and we all step up to the plate and play our best. So whatever that mindset is early on, we need to get to it. And so obviously we need to do a better job with third downs early in the game and converting on those and staying on the field. But I mean, when we needed to come back, we step it up, we pick it up, the intensity, everyone's just on it and on point. So if we can have that kind of mindset early on, just like we have all year, and come out, firing away. I mean, I think that's when, our defense plays well with that. So that's something that we all got to talk about and be better at for sure. And that starts with me, so.
He's aware of his role in the failure of the team to get going. I mean, the bottom line is they were down 24-7. Yes, they came back from 24-7, but they were down 24-7. They weren't as effective offensively as they needed to be. It was sluggish the whole game. He was having trouble throwing the ball in the wet conditions at Levi's Stadium in the divisional round against the Packers. So it has been on him. He's the one that's got to provide that spark, get the lawnmower started, get the offense going.
Right.
It's part of the obligation.
Yes.
We're going to praise him. He's got that obligation to be the one to get it going.
Listen, I'm sure they want to come out aggressive, firing. You got to be careful against the Chiefs, though. I will say that. We know the Chiefs, they're aggressive as well. You don't want that, we come out aggressive and all of a sudden we throw an interception, we get strip sack fumble because we're waiting for a 40-yard pass to develop down the football field. So that's the fine line that Brock Purdy and the 49ers are going to have to find. Hey, listen, Mike, at the end of the day, there's no way the 49ers can feel like they got to have a little fear in them right now. They've been outplayed in 2 playoff games in a row. They peaked in mid-December. They have not shown us the same team we saw through that winning streak, through the meat and potatoes of the football season. That team has not been apparent. And they're kind of telling us that, right? That's, to me, one of the fascinating things about this story. I know we got some stuff to talk about with the Chiefs as well, but to me, you hear Steve Wilks talking about effort from his defensive football team.
Yes,
and the
effort
NFC.
and pursuit. Embarrassing.
Those things... You don't hear those things.
It was embarrassing and other strong language. I can't remember exactly what it was, so I don't want to try to quote him, but a couple of very strong adjectives for how badly the defense was showing effort and pursuit.
Right. So those are rare to hear that kind of talk after a playoff run, going to the Super Bowl.
I think was the other word.
Yeah,
unacceptable. Unacceptable and embarrassing.
Right. So you got that, and then you got the offense. It's, yes, they put up some points last week and all that, but I think at the same time, we're not seeing the same explosive offense that we have seen, throughout November, late October, early December before the Ravens game. And so that's got to be concerning too when, okay, we haven't played our best offense, we haven't started games hot, and now we're playing a team that's, relishes the Super Bowl, the big moment. They're going to come out hot. They were going freaking crazy in the AFC Championship game. I mean, they put their soul on the line. They knew who they were playing. The Ravens in Baltimore, the best team in football. So the Chiefs here, that's where this is an intriguing mentality for how the 49ers are going in this game, and something I'm certainly going to be watching to see how they start off and kind of can they get some confidence.
You mentioned the comments. Let's hear it.
Yeah.
Let's see it. Steve Wilks last week talking about the lack of effort by the 49ers defense against the Detroit Lions.
I think you really have to ask them individually. Collectively, as a team, I can tell you as a defense, it's unacceptable. All right, and we talked about that. I wish I could tell these guys on play 4, on play 27, this is what's going to happen. You don't know. So we got to make sure that we play every down as if it's going to be the difference in the ball game. And you could see on those 2 particular plays, it wasn't to our standard. And those guys understand and know that, and quite honestly, it was embarrassing.
Unacceptable and embarrassing, and they have to get that right. And, you mentioned that the 49ers peaked early. They're facing in the Super Bowl a team
that's peaking.
That is peaking.
Right.
That is getting better each week.
Exactly right.
That has that vibe. That has that, I say every year there's always a team around Thanksgiving that starts to get it together. This time it was the Chiefs around Christmas.
Yeah, right.
After they got embarrassed,
right.
After the Raiders came to town, took their lunch money on Christmas Day. That was the moment they turned it around, and off it went in the other direction, and they keep getting better and better. And it's usually not an established team, team that we expect to be one of the Super Bowl contenders that is the one that finds this gas pedal late and goes off like they did. It's going to make it harder for the 49ers.
It's going to make it harder for the 49ers. That's where, there's got to be a little self-doubt in their mind about how they've been playing lately. And then with the Chiefs, there is no self-doubt. Now, is that a good thing? I don't know. The Chiefs have had fear the last few weeks of going to Buffalo and Baltimore, and they were the villain, and now here they are kind of again. I know they're the underdog by points, but I don't really feel like they're the underdog, and I think most people around town are kind of like, the Chiefs are underdogs? What? They have Patrick Mahomes. They're the Chiefs, right? They're underdogs? So it's a little weird that way, certainly. But, to your point there, you're exactly right? 49ers kind of just surviving. They're on the ropes. They're wobbly, but they're still winning. Okay, great. The Chiefs are thriving and continuing what it looks like to go on an upward trend here of playing the right way. And to where I get it to me, where this is awesome. My phrase was embrace the ugly. I was trying to say in December on Football Night in America and all that. They've embraced that. And this is where they've gone next level, in my opinion. Mahomes and the Chiefs, to me, have kind of gone Brady in New England mode here. It's no longer like we're going to worry about, our stats or we're going to run cool plays. They have finally accepted who the F cares. We're going to win the freaking game. Nobody will remember my stats and all this other crap that goes along with it 3 years from now. Did we win the game? Did I make the big plays in the big moments? That's all that mattered. And I feel like the Chiefs have turned that switch on to go, yep, forget, I don't need to throw for 350. It doesn't have to be cool and sexy all the time. We're just going to come in here and be the Chiefs and beat you. And I think that's scary too.
And the thing that helps the 49ers, the idea that they've been in these tough, gritty, grinded-out games.
Yeah.
We talked about how the Eagles didn't have the benefit of that last year, and then they get into a grinded-out, gritty game with the Chiefs, and they kind of lock up. They lost sight of who they were. There were a couple of fourth downs. Maybe they should have gone for it, and they didn't. But now, what's going on with the 49ers is, if they're not careful, they're going to be the ones who are down 17 or worse against the Chiefs. And the Chiefs, I don't feel certain about many things in this world right now. If the Chiefs are up 24-7 at the half, they're not going to leave the door open for the 49ers to come back. And that's what they need to guard against. That's why they do need to start faster. They can't, because the Chiefs, if they're going to be sluggish, the Chiefs will take advantage of it. They'll do that Golden State Warriors run early and then hang on. Kind of like they did against the Ravens.
Sure.
And see what they did against the Ravens. They didn't get greedy. They didn't want more touchdowns.
Nope.
They didn't want more points.
We'll just keep playing the
Mahomes
way we got to play.
Himself.
Right.
We'll be careful.
Field position,
we'll
defense, I'll be smart.
Defense is playing great.
Exactly.
We're going to be smart.
That's where
they
I feel
won't
like
let
they've
them
gone
back
next
in
level. I would agree with you there. That is, it would certainly be harder, right? That's where it's again, I mean, it's a lot harder to envision the 49ers in some of these things. We could see the Chiefs getting out early, right? In a tight end of the game, one score type of football game too. I mean, geez, nobody wants to play Mahomes in those type of games either. So that's where, yes, the 49ers, I feel, and you heard me say this, their defense, I think, is the worst out of all the teams that have gone to the championship game over the last 5 years. And the offense has hit a lull. And that's weird to be going into a Super Bowl that way, like you said, with a team that's hot, feeling confident. But what I will say let's flip the script a little bit on the Chiefs. Will they be too confident? Will they be like, wait, we beat the Ravens and they beat the crap out of the 49ers. We went to Buffalo and Baltimore. That's going to be harder than playing in a, neutral site in Las Vegas, right? Is there going to be, they're not the villain on the road. Mahomes isn't going to have the, people think Josh Allen or Lamar are better than me. Yeah. He's not going to have that because he's going to go, I'm better than Brock Purdy.
They're wearing red.
Right.
I'm surprised they didn't do the thing. Remember the year the Steelers were on the road the whole time?
Sure.
And they had the choice and they went with white because they wanted to keep that
keep
vibe.
It going. I hear you. That's a good point too. I never thought about that. But those are the things I worry about from the Chiefs aspect of them going, wait, we already got through the hard part. And they're not playing that good, right? And that's where we've seen the Chiefs take their foot off the gas pedal before, and you always use the phrase, play with their food. Yep. That's what they do.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.